Every year, as the summer sun climbs in the sky over the northern hemisphere, one of the world's most dramatic seasonal changes begins.
The onset of the monsoon rains over South Asia and the start of some of the wettest weather on the planet. Although many people associate monsoons with heavy rain, the word actually comes from the Arabic word mawsim, which means season.
Monsoonal climates are defined by a seasonal reversal of wind direction, heralding a change from a dry season to a wet season. More than 60% of the world's population live in regions affected by a monsoon climate. One of the best known is the monsoon that impacts much of South Asia. In parts of India, the seasonal change from dry to wet is so well defined that many areas receive 90% of their yearly rainfall during the summer monsoon. A dramatic seasonal change every year, but powered by a very basic mechanism.
Simply put, land heats up more quickly than water. It's something we often notice on a sunny day, even here in the UK. Dip your fingers in the water, it can feel quite cold. Lay a hand on the ground, heated by the sun, it can be very warm.
And as the sun gets stronger in the skies above India and Pakistan between March and May each year, the heat builds. By the end of May, temperatures can soar to the high 40s Celsius and even the low 50s. Meanwhile, the surrounding seas are much slower to warm up and remain 20 degrees cooler.
Warm air is less dense than cold air, and when the heat rises over the Indian subcontinent, the air also rises. A huge area of low pressure forms, creating a vacuum effect and pulling in much cooler air from the southwest. It's at this point that the dry northeasterly winds from continental Asia are replaced by southwesterly winds, loaded with moisture from the surrounding Indian Ocean. This is the southwest monsoon, the abrupt change from a dry season to a wet season.
So across India we see the monsoon onset across southwestern parts of the country around the turn of the month, May, early June, and then it moves northwestwards through the next few weeks and it reaches northwestern parts of the country by around mid-July. But it doesn't progress any further than that because we have the Himalayan mountains in the way, and as a result what we see is the heaviest rainfall measured in the world across northeastern parts of the country, which is just on the foothills of the Himalayan mountains.
Months of relentless rain falls on Mawsimran during the southwest monsoon as rain-bearing clouds are forced to rise over the Himalayan foothills. Whilst the UK receives on average under a metre of rainfall a year, Mawsimran receives annually almost 12 metres. Although the monsoon rains are essential following the long dry season, flooding can become a big issue for communities throughout South Asia.
As the sun loses strength during September and the land cools following the seasonal rains, another wind reversal occurs.
Now this happens during the northern hemisphere autumn, and as the monsoon winds retreat, so begins the next dry season.